Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm sorry about that, you guys. Okay, so you can hear me. So now why is the picture not showing? Ugh. And I can't even blame it on meds because I'm not taking them anymore. But you can't see me, right? Oh my God, I'm dumb. Okay, I have my camera. Okay. Don't look at my mess, you guys. I'm going to try to put the camera off. Sorry, you guys. Don't look at my mess. I'm seeing it up now. Can hear but not see. When you first came on, I saw a picture, then it went black. Nope. Because I'm seeing me. Yay. I was not expecting to show myself today, so people, please be kind. I went over this OBS software with my child last night. And now I don't know how I'm going to show you guys this. I don't know how to do it, and I don't want to screw it up again. Camera's in? Okay. And what I had was, hi, Suze. Okay, I'm going to say hi. I'm going to try and get everybody here. Kitty, Megan, Deborah, Kathleen. Hello, everybody. Hello, Deborah Hartsey, Karen. Hello, Tian Bowles. Hello, Mark. Hi, Tammy. Hello from Idaho. I'm in Canada. I don't know if you guys all know. And I'm right at the Quebec-Ontario border. Hello, Lupe. Hello, Megan. Yeah, well, thanks, Suze, but honestly, I wish I would have known I had to do it this way because I would have made myself a little more presentable. Hello, Karen, you're in Boston? See dark circles? I'm not sleeping. Like, it's hard to get this foot comfortable. So anyway, now you guys are going to see me with, when I say I can't see nothing. No updates yet from Lauren's family. I haven't checked my email yet this morning. I was going to do that too on this. This OBS is supposed to be the easiest streaming to use, and I just messed it up, as you've seen. I'm a hot mess. Hello, Megan. You're in Maryland, Louisiana. Shout out to Louisiana. And I'm sorry, you guys, if I don't get your names right. Like I said, I'm French English, so I have a hard time sometimes pronouncing names. And this one person, I think I blocked her now, but she was constantly ragging on me in my comments on my videos saying that I'm not pronouncing this right, I'm not pronouncing that right, and blah, 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 blah. So I gave her a name in French to try and pronounce, to see if she could do it. So yeah, it was a little bit of a, you know, a B, the B word, a little bit of that yesterday because I'd had enough. Hi, Desiree. Yes, I'm feeling a little better today. I'm actually starting to put some weight on it. Yeah, I don't like to call them ignorant. I just think maybe this person was having a bad day and she needed somebody to talk to her. I don't know. Any attention is good intention to them. So it's just like I'd had enough of it. So I gave her a name in French to pronounce, and she got a little bit mad with me with that. So, oh well. Telling me I should go online and start learning how to pronounce things before I try and say them. And it's like I'd had enough. But I have my days too. I've been getting blasted. I don't know if you guys all know, on that triple homicide murder thing case that I did. I turned off commenting on the video because people were just attacking me. I got a few nasty emails with some really disgusting pictures telling me that I should be doing something with that instead of my cards. It just got nasty. So I turned off commenting. And I still stand by kind of, somebody commented on, or sent me an email, I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, Suzu, yes, you know a little bit more than most about that. So, no, I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, so the 3 people that were arrested, 2 guys and a girl, I still think there was something to the cards there. That's where I was going. Another subscriber commented that they said the cards were right, but I may have interpreted some of them wrong. Yes, Desiree, I think I told you a little bit about what I got too. So it was pretty disgusting. But yeah, another subscriber had said that cards were right. I just interpreted some of them wrong, which is possible. Likely. Could be. I'm waiting for the full story to come out because I've talked to a few other people in private conversations via email that are pretty popular, and they said that they don't think I'm wrong either, that we should wait until everything comes out. So if everything comes out and I wasn't far off, I can't wait to, I got their names written down, these people, and I'm going to probably go off on them, which I don't usually do, but they were really ignorant and disgusting. And you know what, guys, if I am off on that, I got no problem admitting it either. Like, I'm only human and I can make mistakes too. And I have no problem admitting that. But I do think that there's more to that case. And I don't have it written down here to discuss about it because I was just going to leave that be for now. But yeah. Okay, so Leticia Stauch. That's the one that I wanted to bring up because there is a slew. I don't know if I can click over to that and you guys still see it. Okay, this is what I'm going to try and do. Haha, I can do this. Now, I'm going to need my glasses. Don't laugh. Go ahead, laugh. I don't care. I think it's funny. Anyway, let me get rid of this one. Let me see if I can get to my live on here. Okay, I'm live on here. Here we go. Okay, so I can see your comments here. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see how it looks, guys. I'm going to go to here. Oh, you guys can still see me. I'm going to go like this for a minute. And see if I can do it this way. Let me just get this set. I know I'm a pain in the ass, guys, but I'm trying because this was really interesting. Okay, whoops. Waiting for my camera to kind of kick in here. Now, let's see how well we can see this. Okay, I'm as blind as a bat, and I wear glasses, so don't worry. Thank you, Lupe. Okay, so you guys can see on the computer, kind of, sort of. I'm such an idiot when it comes to this stuff. And what I wanted to show you guys, let me get to it here. Okay, here we go. Starting, oh gosh, starting way here. So starting here, all these and more have all been added, okay? They've all been added. These are all new motions, defense responses, everything that's been filed on the 20th. There's like about 15 different things. But the one I wanted to get to is this one, if I can. And I think I have it. Okay. Okay, let's save it so I can open it. Because this one here is the response. Okay, this is going to come up and I'm probably going to have to move. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay. Oh, too high. Okay, so this is the defense's response to all that other crap, okay? There was motions that the prosecutors filed that they want, here, let me just minimize this for a minute. They want, okay, now this is the district attorney, okay? They have put out subpoenas for evidence, tangible evidence from Fort Carson, Academy School District 20, Horry County School District, Widefield School District, El Paso County Criminal Justice Center, Fort Carson, consumptive testing affidavits. There's all kinds of exhibits, but they've got all kinds of requests here that the DA has made that they want copies of, okay? Okay, now where did my, oh, here it is. So, I can try and go after this. Throw the bloody book at her. So we can go through, we'll just go through this quickly, okay? And with the defense's response to all that you guys seen on there, like 15, 16 different motions, the defense is saying that they don't want to provide anything, that it's going all against Leticia's rights, okay? And what I'll do is, once this uploads, when we get off of the live, I will give you guys the link to all this. And basically what they're saying is that it's going against all of her rights, her, the subpoenas that they've asked for, protective information. There's the defense is saying that the DA is trying to go on a hunt for information. Like here it says the defense raising competency does not open the door to the prosecution obtaining the entirety of Mrs. Stauch's medical records, mental health records, social history, and educational records. They're saying that Mrs. Stauch's private, confidential, and privileged medical information, mental health information, and social history is protected from disclosure by the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, the Code of Federal Regulations, and by Colorado statute. So they're saying that they don't want to give the prosecution anything, okay? But what had happened, we're going to get out of this, and I'll put my camera back around here, guys. You guys, I'm so sorry for this. My camera is just... Okay. So what they are saying is all the information that they were asking for is going to violate her rights. Okay. But what did happen is when the jail sent over, because they get, I guess, weekly or bi-weekly reports from the jail as to any write-ups, anything that she's doing there, anything she's requested, a whole list of stuff. Like I said, I will put the link to all those records in this once the live's done. Okay, I can put this off now because it's blinding me kind of sort of. What happened was when the jail sent over records and records of kites and this and that and request things that Leticia requested, the district attorney isn't entitled to everything. There are some things that are classified as personal that they can't have access to, apparently. And what happened was the jail sent them over. So somebody in the DA's office, when they got all the files, had to make a copy of that, put it in an envelope and seal it and put it away. And they sent a letter over to the jail saying that they sent them privileged information, which they shouldn't have done. And they didn't look at it, which I worked in some law offices. I've never worked for the courts, but I know that stuff does get looked at. But they can't use it against her. So I think there's going to be somebody at the DA's office, clerk's office, got a little funny or overzealous or something and did a big boo-boo. And somebody at the jail did a big boo-boo. And I just hope that that doesn't affect the case. Because as we know, she's already tried to say that things were seen and whatever that shouldn't have been seen. And I don't want her pulling the Lori Vallow type thing saying that she's been watched, or she's going to think that the stuff that's gone between her and her lawyer. I don't know what she's going to try and pull, but I'm kind of worried about that now because of these documents that were sent to the DA's office that were confidential and shouldn't have been sent. Okay. Okay, with AK sound instead of the normal CH sound. Just a little fun fact. What's up? What's that, Desiree? I don't get it. Yeah, I hope she rots too. Allie J, hi girl. Yes, my ankle is a bit better. I've been able to put a little bit of weight on it. Okay, so next thing, anything else that you guys want to discuss regarding Leticia? And my chat is slow too. Thank you, Allie. Desiree, are you messing with me? Teabag, yeah. Yeah. What's S-T-O-W-K? Stauch. Oh, Stauch. Stauch, her last name. Okay. You're picking on me. It's okay. Okay, so we'll go on to Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. Their preliminary hearings have been set, and I've got all kinds of notes down here. So here goes the trusty glasses. Who requests a psych evaluation for themselves? Yeah, right? Right? Hi, Sherry. Yes, Sherry, my ankle is getting better. I'm able to put a little bit of weight on it. Yeah, just busting balls. That's okay. That's all right. I don't mind. Okay, so what's this? Okay, yes, and before we leave the Leticia stuff, she has been sent now for that evaluation. Yeah, like, I don't get that. She tells the court she wants a psych evaluation, but she doesn't want to discuss that or have anything sent to them about it. But she wants to try and use that in her defense, I can guarantee you. But she doesn't want them having access. So take Leticia at her word, because we all know what her word's like. I want to know why no one has been charged in the Lori Vallow case. Yep, we're going to get to that, Karen, in just a second. I'm just making sure that this Leticia teabag stuff is done. Yeah, I don't get that, Desiree, about this, her asking for an evaluation on herself. Woohoo. Yeah, and I think she's maybe going there just to see how it is, to see if it's going to be better than the jail, because now she knows she can't escape for the jail. Maybe she's going there to scope out if it's going to be easier to escape from there than the jail. I think she wanted to go to this psychiatric facility because that's where they lock you up if you're not fit to stand trial. So I think she's gone to scope it out. Yes, total loony. I think she's gone to scope it out just to see how easy it would, or more easy it would be to try and maybe escape from there. Or maybe she thinks that it's going to be a little more comfy there for her. Maybe better food. I think she's gone to scope it out. Yes, and delaying the process, Tammy. I agree. Ali J, yes, we're going to get to that. Yep, I agree, Desiree. Okay, so let's go on to the Lori Vallow case. And I don't have my partial in because I wasn't expecting to be in front of you guys. So if you see with some teeth missing here, oh well, it happens. I didn't put it in because I didn't think I was going to be in front of you guys. So here's your first impression. Okay, sick excuses from others. Yep, I agree, Sherry. Okay, so see, I've even got my trusty notes. Idaho has this part right for sure. A member of the family who has been affected by this stupid law. I wish every other state would follow. I agree. Okay, so Lori Vallow. Preliminary hearings for her and Chad Daybell have been set. Lori's is August 10th and 11th, and Chad Daybell's preliminary is set for August 3rd and 4th. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. I love you guys. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to see the chat while I'm reading this. So if I miss anything, yell at me when I'm done here, okay? So the information I've come across from a couple different sources, and I want to give a shout out right now to Chris McDonough and Mike King from Profiling Evil. If you guys haven't checked out their channel, check them out. I will also put that link. I'm going to rate that right now because you know, you guys, I'm going to forget. I'm going to link that, and I'm going to link the Leticia stuff so you guys can go and check out. I don't know, some of you may have already the links to the court documents. Some of you don't. So I'm going to put that in the description of this video once we're done. And I'm going to link also Profiling Evil. I'm also going to link, I'm going to put it in big letters here, link to Lauren's scarf Am I saying that right, guys? Another great source for information, and also Tyson Draper. Now, Tyson Draper is actually collabing. I won't say working. I'll say collabing with Profiling Evil and Lauren Scarf. Okay, so good information there. So Leticia's done. She's gone for her evaluation. I've told you about the court documents. Let's see what this psycho tries next. Okay, so the Lori Vallow, there is a motion hearing, and this is peeing me off. Yes, Tyson is amazing. This really peed me off, okay, when I heard this, because this is a district attorney that is bringing this motion, and I'm upset about it, because the judge in the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell case has already said that they are going to allow the media. Now, they didn't know if they were just going to allow the reporters with no video, or they were going to allow video, okay, in the prelims, in the motions, and the trials. Now, the motions I can understand because there's a lot of sensitive information there. So they scrap that. No video for the motions. Okay, I can get that. But the preliminary hearing and the trial itself, absolutely, the public has a right to see that. And because of the COVID that's going on, the way they've been doing it with the one camera and it's just dispersed to all media is the right way to go. But get this, they're not allowing people to come into the courtroom because of this COVID, or they're only allowing a certain amount of people. Okay. Now, I know in Canada, and I'm pretty sure in the US too, the public has a right to attend those hearings. Okay. So now, with that in mind, the judge had ruled that the preliminary and the trial could be shown video. Okay. The DA has a hearing this Monday that they are requesting the judge to squash it. They do not want cameras or media for the pre-trial, the preliminary, and for the trial. No, they don't want it. It's not the defense asking for it. Now, what they are saying is the district attorney is asking that the prelim and trial not be televised. And they're saying that because they're saying that Lori won't get a fair trial that way. Neither will Chad. What? Okay, the DA is saying if convicted, they're worried that the decision to televise could give the defense an ability to have the decision reversed. Really? And judges really don't like reversing decisions that they've made like that, like especially when it comes to something like this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you guys are chatting, because I'm not seeing any recent chats. Anyway, as I was saying, the judges don't like reversing decisions they've made like that, and the judge already decided that the preliminary and trial could be televised. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my phone because I don't know if you guys are chatting and I'm missing it. Are you guys still here? Somebody say something? Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, okay. Thank you. I thought I had froze up. Okay. So you guys heard, the judge doesn't like reversing decisions that they've already made, because what it does is it makes them look like they're admitting that they did something wrong. Oh, Desiree, thank you. And thank you for the super chat. 1, you're beautiful. 2, we love you. 3, I know this is a soft topic, but when you get a chance, can you do a video Doing a read on Jennifer Keys. I'm going to write that down. Jennifer Keys. Okay, Desiree, I have that. Oh, no, Deborah, I didn't say you guys couldn't chat while I was reading. I just said I wouldn't be able to see it. So if I missed anything important, to nail me with it when I was done. But no, you guys are free to go ahead and chat all the time. Okay, so yeah, so back, see, look at butterflies. Okay, so the judge does not like to reverse decisions that they've made, because it's almost admitting that they made a mistake, and judges don't like doing that, especially at this stage of the game. Okay, what else do we got here? Okay, so let's talk about the Lori. Yeah, so as it stands, they're going to, the DA is taking, pulling up a motion on Monday in front of the judge to have them squash being able to televise the preliminary and the trial. So what do you guys think about that? Okay, Desiree, that's great. I will watch for that. Karen, I'm a little bit concerned too, because I thought that the murder charges would have been filed by now with Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. I'm kind of concerned. Well, the reason that they did that, opinionated Oma, and I seen you last night on Profiling Evil. I seen him Mike answer one of your questions. The reason why they did that, opinionated Oma, was because the kids have now been found. The charges that they initially arrested her on had to be thrown out because now the kids have been found. So what they had to do was they had to scurry, and they had to get another probable cause affidavit up and going to not only arrest her, to keep her in. Okay. And that's why the charges that they're holding her on right now kept her in, because if they dropped those other charges, they would have had to release her. So they had to nail her with these charges that they did now to keep her in jail. And bail has been set, and I forget what they said. They set the bail at. Maybe someone in here knows what they set that bail at. But I think it's pretty high still. She's not good, so she doesn't get out. And I think they were just concerned about keeping her locked up until they decide how they're going to go about the death of her two children. Okay, and then don't forget, they were also working on that probable cause thing and everything when they found the bodies. So they knew that they were going to have to drop those charges against her that they were holding her on for not producing the kids and going against a court order to produce them. So they had to do this really quick. So this is what they've come up with so far, just to keep her held there. And I did understand that at the beginning, but there's been a lot of time that has passed now, and I'm concerned that murder charges haven't been brought. Now, don't forget, in all these probable cause affidavits with Chad, they can't put her there. So I don't know if she was there and she just left her phone at home and she went there to the farm or to Chad's house. We don't know. So I think they're really trying to investigate and try and get something that can pin her to that site at Chad's where the bodies were found on the days that they believe Tylee was buried and the day that they believe JJ was buried. So I think that's why her charges of murder haven't been placed yet. But with Chad, house. Okay? To me, and in my opinion only, they have tons of evidence that yes, Alex was involved with this some way, shape, or form. Did he actually kill the children? I don't know. I believe that the children were brought to Chad's alive. And I say that only for the reason that it was in the middle of the day. If you look at the probable cause affidavit, it was daylight when he brought both kids there. The two separate times that he was going there, bringing, and the days that they believe he brought the bodies there or the kids there. I can't see them chancing Alex carrying a dead body across that property to that field, and there's a road that runs along there. I think they were brought to that red shed, and I think they were both killed there. I don't think they would have chanced bringing dead bodies out of a vehicle and to that site to be buried. I think they were buried in the evening. And that's why I think Chad had a lot more to do with that too. On Chad's property, I believe Chad had a part in the murdering of both of the kids. And I think they were brought, when they were brought to Chad's, I think they were brought there alive. And don't forget, Chad texted that text to his wife, Tammy, when she was still alive, that he shot a raccoon and it's now buried in the pet cemetery. So 2 things from that. He's giving himself a reason for the gunshot, which I think was him killing Tylee. And he's giving a reason why the dirt has been dug up in the pet cemetery. That's why I think he sent that text to his wife. I shot a raccoon, covers the gunshot of shooting Tylee, and it's now buried in the pet cemetery. And he says in there that he burnt limbs. Yes, he burnt the limbs of Tylee. So those 3 statements cover the gunshot, where I believe he shot Tylee, the burning of the brush and limbs, he called it, before it all got soaked, covers him burning Tylee's body, and burying it in the pet cemetery covers why the dirt was dug recently. Okay? With that, and don't forget, I used to work for a private investigator. That's why I look into what is said and what is not said. Now, if you go back to that timeline again, Alex was there for 2.5 hours. So I believe Alex was there when Chad shot Tylee. I believe Alex helped dismember Tylee. And then I think Alex left. I think Chad burnt her remains and Chad buried her at night so nobody could see. They wouldn't have taken body parts in that out of that shed. I think it all happened in that shed. With JJ, I think that JJ again was brought there by Alex, and there's phone records that prove that he went there. He was there 15 minutes. That is not enough time to wrap JJ the way that they have described JJ was wrapped and buried. Again, I think he was killed in that shed, JJ, and I think Alex left. And then I think Chad stayed around. He's on his property. Like, who's gonna, oh, look at Chad's on his own property. And I think that Chad wrapped him the way he was wrapped and Chad buried him. That is my opinion and my opinion only. But does it make sense? Yeah, exactly, Desiree. When they did the excavation of that pet cemetery, there was no raccoon found. There was a cat, there was a dog. No raccoon was found buried in that pet cemetery. So why did he say that to his wife? The shot a raccoon. No, you shot Tylee. Burning the limbs. No, you burnt Tylee. Buried in the pet cemetery. No, you buried Tylee there. And what was down there? Tylee's. Yes, Karen, he was a former gravedigger. Absolutely 100% correct. And his wife is buried in that cemetery. Now, where he used to work. Now, thinking, you idiot, you were a former gravedigger. From what I understand, the bodies weren't buried very deep. Shelley, I just gave what my intuition is telling me. I'm taking it, Chad, the messages he sent his wife. I shot a raccoon? No, he shot Tylee. I'm burning debris? No, he was burning Tylee. I buried the raccoon that I shot in the pet cemetery. No, he buried Tylee. My intuition. That's what I say personally. My opinion. And it's interesting because once they did that initial, that initial excavation where they found the remains, a while later, they went back and their concentration with another warrant, and Chad was already in jail. They went back with another warrant and their concentration was on that red shed. I believe the kids were brought there alive and they were killed in that shed, and they were kept there until nightfall, until Chad burnt Tylee and then buried her, and buried JJ also at night, so that it wouldn't be seen. That's why I say I don't think they were brought there already deceased, because they would have had to carry those dead bodies across Chad's property down to by that barn, over by and just, lay them there and, have a chance of somebody seeing them. This was done in broad daylight when they were brought there. So I think they were brought there alive. And I think they were both killed in that barn. So I don't know what you guys think. I could be totally off, but that's what I think happened. Oh, thank you, Shelley. Now, did I miss anything when I was on my spiel? Absolutely, Desiree. Those children didn't have to die. Charles wanted custody. And this is what I don't get. I wonder how Lori and Chad, I'm going to get to that in a minute because I'll lose my train of thought. Charles wanted custody. If Lori wanted this, going off with Chad and just having a carefree life and not having to worry about the kids anymore. Hello, Emily from Alaska. Welcome from Alaska. If she didn't want the kids anymore, why wouldn't she have just given the kids to Chad like he was asking, to Charles like he was asking for in the divorce? Why not just give Charles the divorce, give him the kids? No. What did she do? She had him killed. And then she killed kids. Had the kids killed. Sorry. I'm going to correct myself. I remember hearing that a satellite tracked Alex's cell phone to Chad's property. Yes, absolutely, Deborah. And that's what I'm saying. If you go by his cell phone, the day that JJ was buried, Alex was only there 15 minutes. Does not give them the time to kill him, to wrap him the way he was, and bury him. So I believe Alex's mission that day was to bring JJ to Chad's alive to that red shed, and that's where he was murdered. And then Alex left. Later on that night, Chad wrapped him in everything, left him in that barn, whatever was in that barn, and then buried him under the cloth of darkness. Hello, Eyewalker from Mississippi. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody. Yeah, I agree, Shelley. Like, I also believe that her other husband, I'm not sure of his first name. But I think, sorry, I was just reading something here. Oh, great, iWalker. You were my 13th subscriber. And look at us go. So I hope you guys are sharing this channel out. Now I forget where I was. My short-term memory is bad. Like, I've got so much going on right now that I want to tell you guys. But yes, his cell phone records for Alex tell you how long he was there. Joseph Ryan, thank you, Desiree. I think they're going to be looking into his death too, because I think she had something to do with his too. I think this has gone a lot bigger than what we even know. Like, we think a lot, like Joseph Ryan, Charles, the kids, Tammy. I think there's a lot more that they're looking into too. Yes, thank you, Suze. Yes, Shelley, Joseph Ryan. And I mean, come on, you guys, you got to admit, she got some, up till Chad, she got some pretty good looking husbands. And she's a psycho. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, my long-term memory, ask me something that happened in 1979. I could tell you like that, like it was still that day. My short-term memory, and like I said, yeah, I got a lot. That's why you'll see, like, I've got tons and tons of notes here because I just, yes, Alex. Sorry about that. I forgot about Alex when I was mentioning the husbands of kids, Chad's ex-wife, Alex. And I'm thinking, okay, Desiree, you bring up a good point there. Joseph Ryan died of something heart-related. Alex, I believe it was something with the lung that could have caused something with the heart. What if they were both given something? And I don't even want to get into Alex's new wife because apparently I haven't read enough about it, so I don't want to comment on it. You guys can if you want, but I won't be commenting on her because I've just been thrown some stuff about her in email that I have to read first before I have any opinion on her, but it's not good from what I hear. Yeah. The menopause, all our problems start with men. Sorry to any men in the chat here. All our problems start with men. Menopause, mental breakdown, meningitis, all kinds of stuff. I'm just joking. It's a joke. Oh, oh, thank you, Shelley Jo Neal. So much appreciated. Yes, and I want to, oh, thank you. I love that. Is that the sticker thing? Oh, you're awesome, Shelley. Thank you so much. Yes, so the super chats, I'm letting you guys know. Any of the super chat stuff, it helps me put aside time because I do personal readings from my office here in my home. And I'm really booked. And today I had 2 cancellations, so that's why I'm allowed to do this today. But I am booked right through until the end of August for personal in-person reads. So, and I do have a couple of private reads that are waiting that I've got to get to that are through email, that have asked through email. And I do, even if I've got to stay up an extra couple hours at night, because it's a lot to get prepared for. Suze will be able to tell you about that. She pretty much knows my setup, and I'm going off base here too. And it takes a lot because I have to do my meditation, I have to do my prayers, I have to do my prayers with whatever I'm going to be using, whether it's my pendulum, my cards, whatever, and have them cleared and do my smudging with everything. It takes me a good 45 minutes to an hour to get prepared to even start doing readings. So it's a lot of work. Tyson Draper just posted something about Zulema. That's her name. Thank you, Deborah. That's her name. Yes, I've got something from Tyson that was sent to me via email that I've got to look into. Yes, Suze, I have. I wanted to do it last night, but I was up until 2 o'clock in the morning, you guys, trying to get all this information together for you guys so that I could do this. And this morning, my son showed up early to show me how to do this OBS so I could have streamed. And you all seen how that turned out. So he's going to have to go over it with me again. Yeah, I don't know how to say her name. Zulema. Zulema. Oh, thank you, Suze. But you guys keep my mind occupied and going too, because it keeps my thoughts off my foot, which I do. I have to keep. I've got ice. You can't see underneath my desk here, but I've got ice things on each side, and in this pillow thing, it's hilarious, and I can see it starting to drip on the floor, and that's okay. Zuelma. I gotta write that down. Zuelma. Thank you, you guys. That's what I need with names that are hard to pronounce. How do they sound? You should see how I've got one. I was having a problem with Chris McDonough from Profiling Evil, because in French, that looks like a French last name to me. It would be McDonough. So it's like somebody told me you're pronouncing it wrong. So I said, well, tell me how to spell it, how it sounds. So I got McDunna. McDonough. Because I would have tried that, and I would have said it in French because it's a French name. Suze, I found my missing nephews because of this lady. You did, Shelley? Who? You found my missing nephews because of this lady. Who? Who? Patiently waiting. Opinionated Oma. I think I can fit you in one night, maybe over the weekend. Can you send me another email regarding what you wanted and that? Because I think some emails got deleted by accident. And I will try and do that for you. Oh, so Shelley, you did find your nephews. Thank you. I am happy beyond belief. So I'm trying to remember, Shelley. I remember your read. And I'm trying, oh my gosh, and I can't pull it up right now because I will probably mess this up. Oh my God, yes, I remember. Okay, so yes, I told you that I was seeing, and that was my intuitive coming through when I was doing your reading. Look at, I got goosebumps again. And I said it starts with the letter C, and they were in Chester. And I said, I seen Chester C, the singer. I will email you a link to a video by how malachite poisoning can cause sudden blood. Okay, thank you, Deering D. Desiree. Thank you, and thank you again for that super chat, hon. It is very much appreciated. Okay, so they were in Chester? Is that what you're telling me, Shelley? What? A shadow just went over me? I think I remember Shelley saying it was near water and it was somewhere near an area. I don't want to get this wrong because I don't remember. Like I remember the reading and because when you said it started with C and I said, I remember saying Chester C is coming. The singer Chester C is coming to my mind. So I think I asked you, I'm going to walk outside or something. No, I have a very large front porch. This is my living room window behind me. And I have a very large front porch that there is nobody on. I don't know. I'll have to check that. Somebody, it's been tripping me out because somebody said that in one of my, my butt is going numb because I have to sit a certain way to get this ice. But anyway, somebody said they heard something and I went back and I heard it. See, there's my setup over there. Big fluffy memory foam pillow that usually has ice on top with my foot. Okay, where was I now? Yes, okay, opinionated Oma. Please send me that again. Yes, please. And I will do it this weekend, I promise. Absolutely amazing. I'm still in shock. Yes, she ran away with someone she met online. I think I got that too. You saw her with a man. Yes. There was a swimming area close to their hotel. Yes. Okay. So now I remember it was that waterfall thing, right? And I said I seen them near something like a swimming hole. And I seen her with another man and in a place and the name that popped up was Chester C. And he's a great, hey, if you guys haven't checked out Chester C, and it's exactly how it is, Chester S-E-E. He's got some amazing songs. Go check him out. He's on YouTube. And if I was younger, Anyway, we followed the clues and rang the hotels in the area. I'm honestly in shock still. You deserve recognition. Oh, well, thank you, Shelley. Yes, blow that out there for me because I've been really, I've been really attacked the last few days over my cards and readings, and I've been told that. See, there's nothing. You guys are freaking me out. Hello. Hello. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys, like, that's the back of my house. Whoops. Oh, don't look at my mess. That's my kitchen at the back, and I have a back door, but everything is closed up. Like, I don't like people looking in on me when I'm doing my reads and stuff, but I live in a house, and I have a huge back deck with, you can see my patio umbrella there. We had a big storm last night, so I brought it in. But I have a huge back deck and fenced-in backyard, and I have a huge front deck that nobody comes on, so I don't know where that's coming from. That could be my Billy. And I think it was Suze that said you guys could see my Billy a bit. I'll show you a picture. That's my Billy. That's my husband who was murdered many years ago. So that's him. There's a shadow up on my ceiling. You guys are flipping me out here. Okay, opinionated almost send me that email and I will get going on that. Oh, thank you, Suze. One day I might be able to talk about what happened there. Suze knows the story. I'm just not with what I'm covering right now. I'm not. Okay, so let's change the subject and we're going to get into Suzanne Morphew. Everybody ready to get on to Suzanne Morphew and what's going on there? Now, Profiling Eagle, Lawrence Scarf, and Tyson Draper have really been going all out on this. Karen, no. Hi, Vanna. Okay, did it go across the ceiling again, Rita? Or are you saying that you've seen it the last time it happened? And you guys can see, like, I'm moving my arms and everything. And like I said, I have an older gentleman that I rent a room to. He's above my kitchen in the back. And he doesn't really come out of his room. He's not very mobile. Okay, so are you guys ready to get into what's going on with Suzanne Morphew? Okay, you saw it the first time. Okay, you guys keep an eye in the back here. And you tell me if you see, because that's freaky. Like cars, about 4 cars just went by. Did you guys see anything with that? Hello, Jackie Martinez. Okay, that's flippy because there's even the road from here, and I've got what do you call that, a roof? I've got a roof above my front porch, so it's pretty closed off. Like it's open down below here, but it's closed off up top and down about, I'd say maybe 1.5 feet. Okay, is that what you seen? That was a car. If you just seen that go across the ceiling, that was a car. So yes, I guess it's the way the sun is hitting. That was a car that went by. Oh, you guys had me flipped out there for a minute. Yes, Tracy, did you guys just see one like 2 seconds ago go across again? If so, that was a car going by on this side. Yes, that was a car that went by. So if that was what you seen a while back, that's a car. And it went from here, somewhere here, across, this is weird trying to do this, across the over here somewhere. That was a car. And it was a loud car, so that's how I knew to look, because I really can't hear nothing outside my windows, but that car was pretty loud, so I did hear it and happened to see it go across up here. Whew. Okay, so we're ready to go on to Suzanne Morphew. Okay, so like everybody knows, Mother's Day. First one was not a car, though? So it wasn't something like that you've seen the first time? Oh. Scared you, Jackie? You're there. I'm here. Yeah, I'm not okay with ghosts crawling on my ceilings. They want to come and sit beside me. That's cool. Don't crawl on my ceilings. You kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. And I've got hair that was stuck down the back of my shirt. I'm going to pull it to the front because it was tickling my back and it kind of creeped me out there for a minute. Okay, so I'm not going to pay attention to the chat again for a minute, guys. You guys can still chat away, but I'm going to get into this, okay? So, information that I have got is that all law enforcement is really saying is the investigation is ongoing. Okay? Now, we know when she went missing, they searched the area. We all seen Barry's little message he put out, how he loved her, how he wants her found. Doggy crap, saying it nicely. He gives me the creeps, that guy. For some reason, he gives me the creeps. Apparently, there was a bike found. There was another item of hers that was found. I believe that was her cell phone. Okay. Her daughters. We'll get into this. I have heard that her daughters have retained their own lawyer to represent two of them. Now, they're young. From what I believe, one's 17, one's in her early 20s. They've gotten retained their own lawyer, separate from Barry's lawyer. Okay? Now, can you read something into that? We could. But because the facts of this case are very limited, I could see why that would probably be the best thing to do. Okay? Even if it comes out that Barry didn't kill her, and he has his own lawyer, so that kind of, I don't know what to think about that. It's a criminal lawyer. So it's not somebody who's taking care of the property selling and this and that. That's an estate lawyer. He's got a criminal lawyer. Daughters have also retained a lawyer. Now, I don't know if that's a criminal lawyer or whatnot, but they have also retained their own. And I believe they did the right thing doing it that way, because that lawyer is going to protect their interests when it comes to their mother's estate. Even if it comes out that Barry didn't kill his wife, it's still going to protect them with what isn't they're entitled to from their mother's part of the estate. Okay. I also find it kind of odd that the family really hasn't said anything. You know, they haven't said anything, and could very well be that law enforcement's got a bunch of stuff that they're hiding under their belt, which I would agree with. And they don't want the family maybe slipping on something, okay? Because from what other YouTubers and news media that have commented on it is Barry thinks he's sitting pretty. Okay? In my opinion, he thinks he's sitting pretty. He thinks if he did kill her, he's thinking he committed the perfect crime. Okay? Now, there's been all kinds of talk out there whether she was burnt, whatever. And apparently everybody out there has an incinerator to burn garbage. Now, I covered a case starting a couple years ago, that went on for just over 2 years, because these two guys, and I will say their names because they are locked up for the rest of their life, is Dylan Millard and Mark Smitch. Okay. I was born and raised in the Toronto, Ontario, Canada area, and I covered this case. Okay. Dylan Millard murdered his own father. Thank you, Rita Peck, for that super chat sticker. I really appreciate that. He murdered his own father, got away with it. They said it was suicide. But then he went on to murder his ex-girlfriend, which he got away with for months and months and months. Because she was turned into a sex trade worker, they said that she was killed or just ran off and joined something in Montreal to do with the sex trade. Got away with it. He was feeling pretty good about himself. And this guy is a millionaire. okay? He got his pilot license at the age of 14. His family owned Millard Air. Rich family. Wanted a truck. He replied to an ad on Kijiji about this truck. To make a long story short, they went for a test drive with this truck, him and Mark Smith, Della Millard and Mark Smith. They went on a test drive and they murdered the owner of the truck. And what they did is they burned him in an animal incinerator that Della Millard had just purchased not long before. That's where they caught him. Okay? So, is it far-fetched that she could have been burned in a garbage incinerator? No. What is interesting on that theory, because people have all asked me to look into that theory. Well, I knew a lot about this already because of covering the Della Millard and Mark Smith trials, where the owner of that truck and Della's ex-girlfriend were burned in an animal incinerator. It takes hours upon hours and upon hours, and the amount of degree of heat that you need is astronomical. It's in the thousands of degrees you need, and could be up to 6 hours to burn a body in an animal incinerator. An animal incinerator was or is mostly made for crematoriums that do animal cremation and buried in pet cemeteries, legal ones. So how this guy got the animal incinerator was, his uncle was a vet. So he told everybody that he bought this because he was going to start a business of cremating animals through his uncle's vet thing, which his uncle had no idea of, never heard of it before. So he got caught. That's how they got caught with doing these murders finally, was stealing this truck and killing the owner of the truck and burning him. Okay? So forensics and what they can do. Now I'm going to go back to Suzanne Morphew and I went on a thing about tirade about on that because I know how incinerators work and I know what kind of degrees that is needed. Okay? Yes. Like 1800 degrees is astronomical. Okay? And over hours, it can take up to 6 hours to burn a human body that weighs 115 pounds at that degree. Okay, and what they did, and they still found bone chips. Because what it is, and this is going to be morbid, it's a huge machine. Okay, it's like a big, huge, like the cast iron barbecues. It's something like that. Okay, and you got to have a source, electric or propane or gas or something to run it. Okay, similar to a generator. So it's this big, huge thing. It's like that's the only way I can describe what it looks like. It looks like a huge barbecue of cast iron. It's got a lid that locks down with. Okay, inside it's got like a brick, these bricks that you would find inside like a wood burning stove. Okay, those bricks, those square bricks. It's got that on the bottom, up the sides, the top, and it's got these round steel cylinders that run across the bottom. Okay, and that allows for the ash and whatever to drop down into the bottom. Now, when they cleaned that out, when Della Millard and Mark Smith killed these people, they forgot there was bone fragments in there that weren't even really visible. You would just think it was ash. Those bone fragments led to their arrest. Okay? Those bone fragments helped the case be convicted. A conviction in the case, those bones in that incinerator. So, getting back to the Suzanne Morphew, if he did burn her, Okay, if that's what happened, there will be evidence in that incinerator. Okay? There will be. They will find, even if it's bone fragments, they can tell if they're human or not. Anthropology, hey, we got some good ones here in Canada, and I know they got excellent ones in the States. Okay? So, which leads me to, they had already searched Suzanne's house around the time of her disappearance. They went back. Is that possibly why they went back? They are not saying why they went back, but they need a warrant and they have to have probable cause. And you guys know what that stuff is about to go back in there. What did they go back for? We don't know because they haven't released that information. Did they get anything from there? They have not released that information. Okay. Now, to go to that extent, to go back to the house to get another warrant, to get another probable cause, I think they found something or they knew something was there. I'm hoping that once things clicked and things started falling together and clues came in, that they could piece things together. And I think it may be about this incinerator. I hope it wasn't cleaned or gotten rid of before they got back there to search again. Okay? That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they had to have had something. It couldn't be just an open search. They had to list in that probable cause affidavit what they were looking for, where they thought it was, and what it had to do with the case. That has to be listed in a search affidavit. Okay? So they were looking for something in particular. Yes, I agree, Shelley. Okay? Also, there's a lot of talk that there's a lot of people saying about this bike. Personally, if you go by the Tyson interview, the way Barry goes, well, the bike, and he catches himself as if he knew that's not how it was and they moved it. How did you know that, Barry? And then what I'm going to say now is in my opinion only. That interview that Tyson got with him, he got ripped for. And that interview gave us a lot of clues. And when Barry was talking about this year, from there to here, from there to here, that's all been searched. 200 people. I hired people, or I got people. I call BS, and that's the first place I'm searching. Another thing was the video just before that Tyson did again, where he sees Barry coming up, no shirt and wet. Okay? And this is right around the time just before he got him in that interview. Where were you, Barry? What were you doing? Why was he wet? Why do you have no shirt on? What's going on there? Okay? It's another thing that stood out to me. Another thing that stood out to me is a very short time later, Tyson's deciding he's going to walk up by this bridge where they say they found Suzanne's bike, where Barry gave the interview. All of a sudden, Barry's coming down that road from his house. He's now got a shirt on and he's all dry. And his mother comes walking around and gets in the passenger side of the truck. You guys see that in that video? In that video that Tyson got with that interview with him, Barry starts talking about the bike. And when he starts talking about it, he said it was like, watch that interview. And he stops himself because, in my opinion, he caught himself giving Tyson information that only the person involved would have known. Bam. I said it. My opinion. Another thing he says in that video, he tries to distract. And you notice how quickly he goes from that, talking about that bike. Then he says, look at this. They walked all over and messed up the evidence that was there. Oh, really, Barry? There was evidence there? How do you know that? How do you know that, Barry? Okay. Another thing, he brings in distraction. Brings up the, what is it, coyote who's wild, whatever that, what was that, Suze, that apparently dragged her, could have dragged her away? Mountain lions? Mountain lions or something like that? Okay, Barry. Now, let's go by Barry's theory. She was riding her bike. Mountain lions attacked her on her bike. Okay. There would have been reminiscences. You say they messed up the area here. Why didn't they find animal footprints? Why didn't they find anything of drag marks? Because he says, you know, they grab their prey and they drag them to the mountains. She was on the road. She was on the other side of the road. Where he points, where he says they would have dragged her, is across the road and up. Where's the drag marks? Where's her helmet flying off? And her I'm sure if they'd grabbed her, she's flinging and flailing. And where's the marks? I didn't hear the officers say anything about drag marks, about scuffle marks. Nothing. So, Barry, there would have been some kind of blood. If they had that grip on her, okay, which I do know they do have a grip, a death grip. If they did, there would be blood. You think she's just going to lay there and go, okay, you're biting me. You got your teeth sunk into me so good that you can drag me. I don't know how much Suzanne Morphew weighed, but I'm sure she was at least 110 pounds. The skin would have been ripping. There would have been blood. Where is it? Shut up, Barry. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I just get so irritated when people like him think that he's smarter than law enforcement, and to accuse, and I'm going to say accuse, law enforcement of bungling everything up. No, Barry, they didn't. And they're not stupid. And if I can pick it up, I guarantee you they have. Eat that with your mountain lions. So, there we go. Now, Jane Doe, yes, I believe they were from Indiana. Yes, Ollie, funny. He refused to talk to reporters, but he talked to this random guy walking around saying that he's from Arizona, and I'm just here to help. And Tyson has his camera there. Barry's going to just talk to somebody, and this is nothing against Tyson, but Barry is just going to talk to some Joe Blow out saying he's just looking for Suzanne. But if he had all these beliefs and he had suspicions of this mountain lion and the cops messing shit up, don't you think he'd want to talk to the media to say Lauren and say, hey, look at, this is what I think. It could be a mountain lion. Could. No, he didn't want it on camera. Whatever he had to say, he wanted to tell somebody he knew that he would have been recording. He wanted an off camera, and I think he knew that Tyson was some kind of either media or YouTuber or something. He wanted to speak to somebody off camera that was going to put his words out there without him having to do it himself. Little did he know Tyson was recording him. That's where he messed up. What do you guys think of that? He thought that he was just speaking with no recordings going. And I actually do think, in my honest opinion, that he knew Tyson was going to put this out there. And I believe that he thought he wasn't being recorded. And I believe he said what he said to Tyson. So Tyson could put it out there for him without him being on camera saying this stuff and being questioned about what he's saying and not saying. It was like he was trying to have somebody do his dirty work, put out these thoughts. Wasn't me that said it. That was Tyson that said it. I never said that. Tyson should have waited. Tyson should have put it out in text form first before he put the video to see how he was going to react. I didn't say that. He's making it up. And then bam, come out with the video. That's how I would have caught him. Yes, I believe that, Deborah. So if you go by just what and that's just some of the things I picked up in that Tyson interview with Barry Morphew. Okay. No, couldn't have. No. It was like this. Well, Barry, how do you know it was like that? If you didn't get here until 9 o'clock, the police had already been there, messed up the scene, pulled up the bike, and how did you know it was like that down there? Oops. So really, other than what we're hearing from Lauren Scaife, what we're hearing from Tyson Draper, what we're hearing from Profiling Evil, I mean, I think we're getting more info from Lauren and Tyson than we are from the police. Another little bit of tidbit here. I heard this morning. Okay, Lauren went back. Do you guys remember when they went digging at a site that Barry apparently had been working at in Salida, and they started cutting up cement and all that stuff? Do you remember that, you guys? Exactly, you guys. Somebody is doing distractions because they don't want her found. Okay, so Salida, when they went to Salida and they were digging up that foundation thing, and the police were there doing their thing, an elderly neighbor came forward to Lauren. Oh, thank you, Jackie Martinez, for that super chat. I really appreciate it. And like I said, you guys, all the super chats that you give me are giving me the ability to set aside specific times to do personals for you live, okay, with the pendulum. Question and answers that you guys want with the pendulum. That gives me, because, you know, it's my home business is what pays my bills. So when I get super chats and I've got a lot of them coming through, I don't have to worry about losing that revenue from my home business. I can set that time aside to do question and answers, personal ones for you guys with the pendulum. Okay. And the talking to heaven cards too. I can use them too for you guys. Ali J says he slipped up because he said where the bike was, then released he wasn't apparently there at the time the bike was found. That's what I just said. He didn't get there until 9 o'clock. The police had already been there and started looking at things and brought the bike up by then. So, like, how did you know, Barry, that the bike was down there and which way it was facing? And how did you know that the police walked all over this before collecting all their evidence? How do you know? Is it not the way you put it? Just saying. Okay, so back to this in Salida. There was an elderly neighbor that was interviewed by Lauren. Okay? Did you guys hear what she said? This is what she said. This elderly neighbor who has a hearing problem lives very close to that site that had been dug up. Okay, so she's talking about Mother's Day weekend. Okay, and this is what she said to Lauren. She was awoken by a very loud noise. And don't forget, this is an older woman. She looks probably in her late 70s, okay? That she was woken up by a loud noise in the middle of the night, Mother's Day weekend. Now, this noise was coming from that area. Thank you so much, Karen, for that super sticker. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So this elderly lady was saying on Mother's Day weekend, she was awoken by this loud noise coming from that site. And she thought, wow, that's weird, you know? That's okay. Suze, the super chats are great. The super chats are really great. Where was I? Oh yeah. Okay. So this older lady that's in her late 70s, I'm assuming by looking at her, is awakened in the middle of the night by a loud noise, and she has hearing problems. So it had to have been loud, and it was coming from that site, and it was Mother's Day weekend. And she thought to herself, okay, well, why are they there so late? You know, she thought maybe they were just moving some equipment around, that maybe somebody complained that it was too close to the road and maybe couldn't see as they were turning a corner or something. So she just sloughed it off type thing. But she goes on to say, that keeps going on for a while. I believe she said in the middle of the night, it went on for over half an hour. And it was so loud that it woke her up, and it was a machine running. Okay. And that's in Salida at that dig site on Mother's Day weekend that Barry Morphew was working at. The police went there. She said that she's seen 10 to 20 officers, law enforcement agencies there. She says they basically, from what she watched happen, sorry guys, I just gotta get comfortable here. I got really excited there for a minute. She said in the interview that she watched a lot of it going on, and they really dug it up. And they dug up a lot of big areas. Did they find stuff there? I seen personally, there was some aerial footage before the blue tents went up. That's okay, Suze. I don't mind. It helps with my partner programs, so. The PayPal, absolutely, it helps. I use PayPal to do private readings that my subs request through my email. I use the PayPal. But the super chats are great. It helps with my partner programs too. Okay. A lot of that digging and everything that was going on. And I know there was a helicopter that had been above at one point in time, or a drone that was showing footage, because I remember they had put a no-fly zone very shortly after this drone footage came out. And I seen them carrying brown paper bags. So, but when questioned about it, they had nothing to say. They said that they had nothing to say regarding it, that they're not releasing any information. If they found anything, if they didn't, they didn't release too much information on that. Right? Well, exactly, Ali J. They must have found stuff, but not releasing any info. Not for Barry to get wind of it. They want to make sure they have enough. Yes. Want to have. If Barry did do this, bet your booty, they are going to make sure they have an airtight, undisputed truth, evidence that comes out that there's no way that he's going to be able to defend himself against it. And I think, I don't know if I should say that. Okay. Ugh. Yep, that's fine, Suze. It's just, like I said, the super chats help me in other ways too, so I don't mind them at all here. And if people wish to give them, I say yes. What are your guys' thoughts? Yep, Laura Pender. I believe so too. They're waiting to pounce. Like that mountain lion that Barry talks about all the time, they're going to pounce. And I know too, okay, this is another thing. When they went back and they searched her house the second time, just like I said with the Daybell residents, they had to have a reason to go back. And I'm telling you, judges aren't apt to give second search warrants unless there is something big. Because believe it or not, these people still have rights. No, Suze, it's okay. It's just, I have no problem with the super chats. I actually love them. And I don't mind at all. The PayPal is a little confusing for me, so. But yes, if they choose PayPal, that's fine with me too. Okay, where was I now? Yes, I hope they have enough evidence too. And I really think, like, especially going back to the Morphew home, that's big, okay? They went back inside that home and around that home. They had a lot of areas taped off there. I also noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, there was actual footage from above there too. I noticed, okay, I noticed a lot of things because of my work history. Okay, I did private investigation for some years. In that footage from above, I don't know if it's helicopter or drone, you see at the back of the house, there's a table there, okay? And everything is really looking immaculate there. Like everything is in its place and for a purpose. At this one table, three chairs are all grouped together and one is over here. And there's some kind of, I don't know, it looks to me like dirt or something on a part of that table. And the three chairs are grouped together here, like kind of like facing in on the one chair. So it's like I'd be sitting here, somebody sitting here facing this way, and then somebody sitting here almost facing me in between this person. And then another chair over here on the other side of the table. I noticed that. I also noticed the hot tub outside. There's a path that runs along that and goes to the back door of the house, okay? Comes out of the back door of the house. That table thing's over here. There's like a bar grill setup thing over here. As you come by, right here up against the house, there's a hot tub set up there. And it has a path that runs around, goes down into the woods that way, comes back up this way to go into the woods up there. There's some rocks and some trees with, it looks like mulch there, which comes around and goes to where the parking area is. I noticed something there. Did you notice it? I noticed the hot tub and I noticed the stairs that should be flush against the hot tub were kind of like, okay. So here's the hot tub. You got the stairs on this side of the hot tub. You got the door over here. So that path comes around here. And now the way the stairs are, it's like if you tried to go by there with something, you'd hit the stairs because the stairs have come out away from the hot tub. In that path leading from the house to down by the parking area and to the bushes and whatnot that's back there. I see also somebody else knows that because they have it taped off. Now, what you also see in that parking lot is a trailer with a mini backhoe type thing. Anybody else notice that in the video? Anybody that's seen it? Okay, I'm going to tell you what I noticed from that. What I noticed was the backhoe was off the trailer. Why? I thought that he had gone to Denver to do work. Wouldn't he need that? Okay. Maybe he didn't need it for that particular job. But why is it off the trailer at home? Why is there, look at the tires on that thing. Do you see tire tracks anywhere around the house? Do you notice how there's these stones have got to weigh a ton each. Okay, maybe half a ton. I'm thinking big. They're huge rocks, a few 100 pounds at least. They're moved. You see how they're all in, here's the path, and they're all nicely lined up along that path with mulch behind them. Do you notice any of them that are moved? And there's like mulch that's out? And there's rocks that have been kind of spewed out along that path where the stairs are away from the hot tub. Okay, Shelley, thank you for coming out. Thank you for being part of this. Yes, I am so OCD, it's crazy. But I noticed a lot in that aerial footage, and I noticed tire tracks from that thing going certain places. And then there's yellow tape there now too. So I don't know if somebody looked into that aerial footage, started seeing things off kilter, and they went back. I don't know if it had to do with them cluing into the incinerator thing theory, but they went back there for something. And it was specific. It has to be specific. They can't go on a ghost hunt here and say, oh, well, there might be. They have to have specifics to get that warrant to go back in there. Okay, in the probable cause warrant, I would love to see it. But I don't think they're going to release it because they're being hush-hush. And I think they're being hush-hush to keep whoever did this from finding out what they do know and what they don't know. The Delphi, Jane Doe wants to know, nope, we're talking about all the cases, Jane, that's fine. Not to change cases, but do you think Delphi will ever be solved? I think it will, but I think it's going to be a long time. I really think that one's going to be a long time. Okay, so anybody else have anything else they want to discuss or maybe ask about? Maybe I know the answer, maybe I don't. But yes, I was impressed with that older lady from Salida. That was somebody throwing something on my front. That's our ad bags. I don't know if you guys get ad bags, but they come in a plastic bag and they're all the flyers from all the stores. They just hooked it onto my mailbox, I believe. I heard my mailbox, so. Yeah, I believe that they found something too, Arrow Lake. I think they found a few things, and I think that they're keeping it all under wraps. Has there been any update on the guy who got shot in the daytime at work? I've not heard anything. I haven't heard of that, Allie. That Cordova case. I've not heard nothing about that case either. And I'm actually surprised because I did the reading before I looked into other things. I got bits and pieces of an interview that Tyson had did with the wife that raised some concern. I have the opinion that I have has really not changed. I found some really interesting. I was kind of leery of the wife at first. I'm not no more. I don't want to get into that. Let's just say because of what's happened to my husband, I took that personal. Okay. And it was wrong of me. I should not have judged her in that way. But I compared herself to how I reacted, and that wasn't right. But my opinion on that read still has not changed. And like I said, I believe a 3 came out in the situation, in the part of the situation that we had to look deeper. I still believe there's 3 involved, and that the 2 that ran away aren't the only ones. There was 1 left behind that was involved. And I believe that. So yeah, I'm shocked that nothing has come out. Yes, Arrow Lake. I forgot about that. There was a lot of talk, and I had a lot of emails regarding this property that Barry purchased for $185,000, and I believe that's near Slida. I've been told he's bought it for his mom. He's going to build there for his mother. I don't know. But you can clearly see that it's properties. It's not already built, I don't think. I think it's a piece of property. And I think he's going to build there. Why? I have no idea. Yeah, I did. I got a few, and did end up emailing me, and I spoke with a couple of them and kind of explained. I don't really want to get into it because it's regarding my own husband that was murdered, and I'm really just not. I just can't talk about that right now. I can't. And let them know that I did. Although I didn't say it, I think people caught on to. I'm kind of like, wow, like, oh wow. But my reading's not wrong. There was 3 people involved. It's just I don't think the wife has anything to do with it. No. And the person that is involved, I think we all know who I'm talking about. After reading up on a lot of it, is they were they trusted this guy, and it came out that it was somebody that Nick had really trusted, and this business partner, he did really trust him, and I guess he was close to the family. Yeah, I don't know about that, suicide. I don't know. But apparently that's what's being said, is he bought that to build a house for his mother. Like, his mother's elderly. Does she really need a big house to be built with upkeep? And yeah. I don't know. Why wouldn't you buy her like a condo where everything's done for her? I don't know. I don't know how I feel on that yet, but I think it's odd. Like, and the reason I'm finding it odd right now, everybody, is your wife is missing. Why are you buying that property? And Building for a house for your mom. Your wife has not been found yet. Why? I get so irate over this. Exactly. Oh, thank you, T. Royce. I get irate over this because I see signs and I see. I'm an intuitive too. So I'm going to say when something is said or done that is similar to what's happened to me before without getting into it all, I get weird feelings. And if say something's said and it's very close to the truth, I get like my whole body. Exactly, Allie. You think that that would be the last thing on his mind. Your wife is still missing. Your wife hasn't even been found. Your wife is still missing. Let alone your wife is missing. You're claiming that she was either abducted by aliens or something. I don't know, but you're trying to put in people's mind that this could be an abduction. Why would you want your elderly mother, who has less defenses than your wife did? Your wife was bigger and stronger than this elderly woman. Why would you move her to the area with a murderer on the loose? I wouldn't be building my mom a house while there's a murderer on the loose, right, Barry? I have been intuitive I've been told my whole life. It started, Deborah, when I was very young. I think I was around 5 or 6. My parents had said that they noticed things about me when I was younger, but they just over creative mind or whatever they thought as a young child. And I think I was around 5 or 6. I think my mom told me that when my grandmother died, and I didn't get to meet my grandmother, which is my mother's mother, because my grandmother was a raging alcoholic. And I guess I started saying things, and how can I say this? Like things that maybe had happened with my mom and my grandma that I would have no knowledge of because I never got to meet my grandmother. That I would say, like, why would you treat grandma that way? Why would you do this to grandma? Like without getting into specifics, like, why'd you dump that on grandma's head? And just like I'd come out of the blue with that. And it was around the time that like I said, when my grandmother died, and obviously there was talking between the adults in the house about my grandmother and the funeral arrangements and this and that. And I guess I would come out with things like that, like, grandma's dead now. Like, why would you throw water on her? And my mother, like, kind of like almost dropped what was in her hand. Like, how would you know? And apparently it wasn't. As I got older in my teenage years, my mother, when she brings up that subject of the day that I said that, she says, you had no way of knowing that I threw. I guess she was supposed to be babysitting my sister, her sister's kids, which would be my aunt's kids. And my aunt and my mother walked in, and she was sitting at a table drinking, I guess plastered, and my aunt's kids were running wild. So my mother grabbed her drink and threw it at her. Like, phew. But I would have no way of knowing that because I never got to meet my grandmother. But yeah, so from then on, it was like they always watched for stuff. But I noticed myself as I got older, things that I would have no real knowledge of, or I would get those feelings and I would know with something that is being said that something's there. or there's something about what's being said that is hitting close to truth. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time, believe me. Surely. I mean, it is. Like I said that at the beginning of this, like, why did he talk to a total stranger? And as I said, my opinion on that is he didn't think he was being filmed. He told Tyson to put it away. He asked Tyson if it was media. Tyson said no. He said that he was a YouTuber and blah, 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 and out here just helping search. This was Barry's opportunity to feed Tyson a line of crap that he knew Tyson was going to repeat. He got Tyson to do his dirty work, which was to instill distractions and theories in people's heads without being the one to have to do it. And why I say that is because he didn't want to be taped and he wanted to make sure he wasn't media. So when Tyson did come out, if Tyson came out, caught on to some of the things, and Tyson said, he said this, he said the bike was like this, but then the police said it was like this. How would he know that? If Tyson came out and said that, Barry could have went, I never said that, you're making it up. I would have come out with a text version first. And then when Barry started denying all the things he said in that interview, bam, that's when I would have came out with the video. So I believe Barry, again, tried to outfool the fool. I love it. Like he's trying to outwit the police, he tried to outwit Tyson, but he was outwitted by the person outwitting you. Because he did tape it. You're too dumb to notice. So I believe, yes, I believe that he said these things to Tyson because he wanted Tyson to repeat these things and didn't want it associated with him because he wanted Tyson to put out these distractions. It was this was searched, that was searched, blah, blah, blah. The bike was like that. Now it's not. The police bungled it. He didn't want to be associated with those comments and thought that he could probably get away with them and blame it all on Tyson making stuff up. Except for, bam, Tyson had a video of you saying it. And I caught on to a lot of you in that. Very Morphew. Oh, geez, yes, thank you, Ali. And don't forget his mate there that did the 400 tours in Iraq. Don't forget all these private investigators and people he's got searching. Law enforcement has said they know nothing of that. Do you also notice, ding, ding, that reward money? The police will not mention it. Okay? There's a reason. Ding, ding. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Because you notice, recent case, the one with the 3 friends there that were just shot up, sheriff had no problem coming on and saying, hey, there's rewards. This is who's giving what. No problem. $30,000. I wonder why law enforcement isn't, using that tool of a $210,000 reward to help get information. That's still in my pocket. I can't use that one yet. But think about that. Allie J says, because they know it's him. Deborah, how long does someone have to be missing before they can collect on their insurance? They have to be, I shouldn't even comment on this because I know in Canada, the coroner has to write off and get a court order along with the coroner saying that you are dead. Or 7 years, yes. If there's been no sighting, no activity, no like bank record stuff, nothing of yours has been touched, things that you haven't been in contact with family after 7 years, you can file for it. It doesn't mean you're going to get it. Yes, Suze, I agree 1,000,000%. I said that right from the beginning. He put up such a big reward because he knew he would never have to pay it out, and that was my honest opinion too. Yep. Shirley Johnson, good point. Nobody has come forward to try and claim that 210,000. Desiree, there's so much, like I said, being because of the field of work that I did for many years, I can pick up on certain things that other people may not. And these two guys, Chris McDonough and Mike King, Profiling Evil, they know what I'm talking about. Deborah, I believe I believe that there has been very good tips. I believe that there has been a few tips that came in that led to the new search warrant at Barry's. And I'm going to say in general, I think I can say it this way, in general, to get a warrant to search somebody's house that has already been searched, you need something big. You need probable cause, and that probable cause can't be a fishing expedition, okay? They can't just say, we think. They've got to say, we know, this is what we're looking for, this is where we're told it was, this is what we're going to find here, this is what we're going to find there. It has to be rock solid, and it has to be something big because they already searched with a warrant, okay? And why I'm saying this is because warrants aren't as easy as people think to get, okay? Because they already had a warrant, which puts the whole family that do live there out, they have rights. And they have rights to illegal search and seizure, okay? I know this much about U.S. law, but I also see a lot of things with Canadian and U.S. that does kind of jive together. But I know they need probable cause for a warrant. So to get the first warrant for probable cause is one thing. To get that second warrant, they need something big. And they have to have solid proof and solid evidence that they can show the judge, we know this is there. This is what we're going to search that cabinet that's in the corner. We're going to search the blue bedroom. And they have to state what they intend on finding there. It's very hard to get that second warrant. So that's what I'm going to say is that's how I know that this is big. They went back there. They knew exactly where they were going in the house, what they were looking for, and where it would be. Jackie, I have no idea. Like I said, the family hasn't given any indication on what their thoughts, feelings, suspicions. They've said nothing except for Barry and I believe it was Barry's nephew at one time, but everybody has gone silent. Deborah, that is, I don't know where you got that, something about a laundry room. Nothing. I'm going to tell you this. Nothing from law enforcement has been released as to where they were going and what they were looking for in that house. Nothing, the probable cause affidavit to go back in there would list all that, where they were going, what they were looking for, and what they expected to find. And none of that has been released. So if somebody's going around saying, oh, they had a specific laundry room, I take it with a grain of salt. That's right, Sherry, and that's what I just said. They cannot go on a fishing expedition, okay? In this second warrant, they would have had to have in their probable cause affidavit, number one, okay? This is going to be hypothetical. I went to the Nike store and I stole a pair of pink Nike shoes. And these Nike shoes are one of a million. They're worth $100 and something thousand. Heck, I know there's some out there. I stole them. I got back to my house and I'm locked in my house. Okay. Cops come to my door because they followed video cameras or my cell phone. They've done something, but they found me. They're now at my door. And I'm saying, you're not coming in without a warrant. Okay. So the cops, I don't know, sit and watch my house, whatever, wait for me to leave, whatever, because they don't want to go through the hassle of getting a warrant, right? So they're gonna try and get something, maybe me walking out of the house with these shoes on, or people leaving my house. And bing bang, that same night, guess what? One of my friends that were here with me leaves the house. The cops stop that friend down the street, and the friend gives me up. The friend says, you know, the cops say, hey, look at these $100,000 shoes from Nike were just stolen, and we have her on camera taking them. She's held up there, like, can you help us out here? And that friend of mine goes, yeah, she's got these pair of Nikes, and she told me she was at that store and she stole them. And okay, well, you know, do you know where they are? Yeah, she's got them hidden in her spare room in the closet inside a cabinet. Okay, so now they've got probable cause. They already had probable cause because they got me on video, but now they've got a witness. So they go to the judge and they say to the judge, we got her on camera stealing the shoes from the store, but we didn't get her before she got into her house. But we've got this friend that left the house and says, yes, she admitted to doing it to this friend. Yes, she's seen the shoes. Yes, she knows where they are. They're in that spare bedroom, in the closet, in this filing cabinet. So guess what that probable cause affidavit is going to have to say? They can't just go through my whole house. That probable affidavit is going to have to say that it is in the spare room on the second floor, in the closet of that spare room, in a black filing cabinet. That's where it is, and that's what we want this affidavit to search. When they come here, I've got to let them in because they got a search warrant. That's the only place that they can search is on that warrant. They can't say I took them and I moved them. And I put them, say, under my couch here in my living room. That does not give them the right to search the rest of my house. They have to get another affidavit, another search warrant. They get a search warrant for a specific area. It's not a general search. Now, if I have the shoes, say they come back down and they say they see me, they see the shoes on top of my freezer in my living room, in my kitchen. That officer could stay in my house while they call in for another search warrant. They can't legally touch them shoes until they have the warrant. Okay, but they can stay in my residence. I mean, it's very complicated. No, Helen, I'm not on any meds anymore, just Tylenol, regular Tylenol. But I am getting back to myself. I think I was very paranoid on the pain meds that they had given me because I was getting loopy, and to me, in my head, I wasn't making any sense whatsoever. I don't know how people do drugs because I couldn't. I don't even drink. So how long does it take to obtain a search warrant? Search warrants can be gotten very quickly, depending on how much of an urgency. Now, if they want a search warrant to get into a place that's been dealing dope and they've been staking them out for a month and a half watching, they can submit it to the judge and sit there and still continue to search. Watch the house and investigate and keep doing their investigation. It's not like, you know, bam, we need it right this second. They can wait. They can get it that day. But If they want a search warrant because they definitely know something is going on there and it's of great concern and we need this immediately, they can get it really quick. And I mean within an hour, sometimes shorter. I've seen judges be woken up in the middle of the night to sign a warrant. Okay, you better have your ducks in a row on that one if you're waking up a judge in the middle of the night. And let me tell you this too. I don't know how it works in the States. But in Canada, now, if this is a serious case and you're wanted and you run into somebody's house, they don't need a warrant to get in that house to get you. They do not need a warrant. They can bust down that door. If they see you go in that residence and there's a warrant for you, or they're chasing you, that you just shot somebody and the police are on your tail and you run in, even if you don't have warrants out, and you run into that residence, they can go in after you. Can't touch anything. They can arrest you. They can't search the house or anything. They need a warrant. But they can do that to get you into custody. It's very complex. And I laughed because I don't know which one it was that said it, that people watch the CSI shows and everything and think things just go. It's not. I mean, the process, yes, but how fast or how long things take is very underrated. Oh, right on, Allie. Yeah, and I think nice to see you too, Helen. I've been going off on a little tangent here, but we've been discussing all the cases, so, and I think I'm at the end of my notes. But I do have some stuff I got to look into. I'm going to look into that Zulma, and I'm going to look into the Jennifer Kessie. Somebody asked me for that too. Yeah, it's basically like if it's a serious crime that was just committed or is about to be committed, they don't care about a warrant. They're getting you by whatever means they need to. Zulma Pastenes. I don't know. I will look that up though. I got the correct spelling. Thank you, Desiree. Yeah, if they see you doing something or they know who they're looking for, like say there was an employee just shot his boss. One of the other employees called the cop. Look at so-and-so, Joe Blow, just shot Mr. John Doe. Joe Blow is running out the door and he's running down the street. His name is Joe Blow. If they know that's Joe Blow, they're going wherever they got. There's no hiding. They will go, and whether you go into a residence or whatever you go into, they're getting you. They're not waiting on no warrants or none of that crap. They're going after you and they're getting you. Even if you go in, you lock yourself in, well, you're going to be surrounded by SWAT. But they're going. They're not going to wait for a warrant. They're, especially if they think there's other people in there that may be in harm's way, they're not waiting for warrants. That's the least of their worries. Sounds Spanish, yeah. Okay, you guys, so anything else you guys want to bring up before we, oh my gosh, we've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes, guys. And I want to thank everybody for those super chats. Like I said, they do help, give me time to set blocks of time aside instead of having paying customers coming into my house. I can set blocks of times for you guys. That helps with that because frankly, I don't like wearing my mask and everything else and having to clean down everything in between clients. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my clients to death and I have a lot of repeats that come back, but with this COVID, I enjoy doing this and I enjoy being able to do it on like a platform like this, where you're asking me and you're getting your answers in real time. I do private readings, but it takes me time to do the read. Then I've got to upload it. There's no editing in those. So it's actually quite easy for me because it goes from, I use my phone to do my readings, to video them. It goes from my phone. I go into YouTube on my phone and I upload it right from my phone to YouTube. There's no editing or nothing. So they're done pretty quick. And those I do use PayPal for because obviously I can't use Super Chat. So the Super Chats in the room here that you guys send me, that's what I use. Like I get a certain amount. And yes, I do get more through PayPal, but I don't like dealing with PayPal when it comes to stuff like that. So with the Super Chats, say I get $20, $30 in Super Chats, I can set aside, with every $30, I can set aside an hour to come on here and do open form reads for you guys on here with the pendulum or with the talking to heaven cards. If you want a message from somebody that's passed, I can do one card pulls for that, or use the pendulum for like yes and no. Deborah Hardesty. I think Desiree could explain. I don't know. I don't know how they're done because I don't have it on my side and I know very little about it. My son set it up for me and he told me that, you know, that I could let you guys know that the Super Chats could help me set aside blocks of time to do lives on here. Okay, Suze, thanks for coming out. I'm going to be ending this very shortly anyway, so I really thank you for coming out and helping moderate the channel. You are appreciated more than you know. Much love. Oh, don't worry about it, Suze. No, 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 no. Don't worry about it. You didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted to let them know that that's how I'm separating, like the payment kind of thing. The reads are more in depth, so I'd rather do the reads with PayPal. And then for the time that I want to set aside here, I'd rather use the Super Chat stuff because they're totally separate payment systems. So like, and at the end of this, I get an amount of how much I'm going to get. It's not the full amount, but you know what? That's okay because without this, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I don't mind giving YouTube a bit of it. And it does show me at the end how much is there. So now I know how much time I can set aside for the next live reads that I can do for my subscribers. That's the only reason why I want to try and keep that separate. Okay. Oh, you're very welcome. I thank all you guys and all the super chatters. You guys got to thank them too, because they're the ones that are helping, that are going to be bringing the next live for you guys. Okay. So if you want to throw a super chat there, feel free, because that's going to help bring the lives that I do here for my subscribers to ask questions of the pendulum or to get a talking to heaven card. So I thank you for all the super chat people today. Very much appreciated, and I'm sure everybody else appreciates it too. Thank you, Suze. And I got an email coming to you, Suze, about something you asked about, if when I found to send it along to you. I found, yeah, I'm going to send that along to you too. Okay, I will. Thank you, Suze. Yes, thank you everyone for the donations. Oh, thank you, Suze. I love you, girl. Great, great having you in here as always, Suze. And I think I am, Suze, if you're still here, I'm going to add another moderator too. So it kind of helps you out a bit. And maybe, I don't know, maybe some days that you can't do it. She will be here. So I'm going to add her today. There she is. Thank you, Desiree. ID's Donna's to her. Hit the dollar sign next to her. And her comment for super chat. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's going to be, Suze, before you leave, it's going to be, everybody knows Daring D, Dauntless Detours. Her name is Desiree. She's going to be added as one of my mods. And that's going to help out Suze a bit too. Oh, thank you, Ali J. I really appreciate you guys being here. Okay, guys, so I'm going to wrap this up. Look at that, 222. 2 hours and 12. Oh, 222222. It just hit 2. Oh my gosh, that's a sign. I got to look that up. 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 22 seconds is when I said we're going to wrap this up. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys that are doing the super chats. That's helping everybody to get the free reads. And help, yes, and I really appreciate it. So we're going to close this up for now. These take a long time, I guess, to process and be uploaded, but it should be uploaded. I heard someone on the show saying they suspect Chad is on the autism spectrum. I don't know about that. Yes, I'm not going to add her here because it'll mess up my chat. But thank you guys for all the super chats. I really appreciate it. I'm going to add you, Dee, when I get off the live. I've got to go into another section of my tools and add you there. Okay, Deborah, I'm going to go beside your name, and I'm going to, this is going to freeze up. Yeah, see, it froze up on me. Yeah, see, I clicked on it to try and add you here, and now my chat is froze up. I can still see us here. Just means I need my glasses. Okay, I will add you when I get off here, Desiree. So I want to thank you guys all for coming out. It's been a blast. I love being able to share this information, and for you guys too, for your input and, you know, things that you brought out that we didn't know. I've got a couple things that I've got to look into. One from Desiree is for the Jennifer Kesse, and then the I always want to say Zuluma. That is Alex's Cox's wife. I've been told by a few people I got to look into that too. So we may just do a read on her, huh? Okay. So you guys, thanks for spending 2 hours and 25 minutes of your time with me today. I want to thank my mod Suze for, she's great. Without her, I couldn't do this. She's my right hand. And everybody give a good welcome to Daring D's Dauntless Detours. Her name is Desiree. She will be joining my mod team today too. Okay. So thank you everybody for joining. And until the next time, I'm hoping to do another live for you guys for your questions and everything coming up. So please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're made aware when I do go live, and share this out where you guys can. Okay. Let's grab some more subscribers. Okay. Love you too, Suze. Love all my subs. You guys take care of yourselves and please stay safe. I want to see you guys all here the next time. Okay, for now, bye-bye, everybody.